It's midnight. You're in front of the fridge again. After meeting with friends, there's one piece of chocolate cake left. You stare at it like you're negotiating with a hostage taker. Don't eat it, you tell yourself. One bite turns into two. Two turns into the whole slice. And now you're standing in the kitchen mad at yourself like the cake pulled a gun on you. Why do I keep doing this? But what if that's not a character flaw? What if your brain isn't broken? What if it's working exactly as designed? Let's go back to ancient times. A hungry ancestor makes his way through dangerous terrain and accidentally stumbles upon a shriveled wild apple one that a modern, spoiled person would toss in the trash. But for our ancestor, this fruit, which by today's standards is terrible, turns this moment into a fairy tale. Calories, sugar. All of this helps him survive. A dopamine rush is going off in the brain. The sweet taste instantly hardwires a command into the subcortex. Remember this place, come back, and devour everything until we die of starvation. In one famous experiment, 94% of rats that had been given intravenous cocaine preferred sweetened water over cocaine. Only 6% remained loyal to cocaine, while the rest ran off to drink sugar water. The sweet taste strikes at the very core of survival. Sugar is not cocaine. But for the ancient reward system, the supersweet taste can be such a powerful signal that in experiments on rats, it even competed with drug reinforcement. In the wild, sugar wasn't readily available like it is now. Today, you grab a bottle of Coke from the store and drink it in literally a couple of minutes. Nature packed glucose into the tough fiber of fruits, forcing us to chew long and hard, which significantly slowed down the absorption of nutrients. But now, all you have to do is take a couple of sips, and in just a couple of minutes, you get a dose of sugar that in nature would have to be obtained in a completely different way. When you eat a normal meal, your body receives several satiety signals at once: food volume, chewing, fiber, protein, insulin, and gut hormones. But soda is consumed instantly, and if it contains a lot of fructose, some of the hormonal signals may be weaker. TEF conducted a study and found that after a meal high in fructose, insulin and leptin levels were significantly lower, and ghrelin, the hormone that signals hunger, was suppressed much less effectively than after an equivalent dose of glucose. Welcome to the hormonal roller coaster. Refined carbohydrates, white bread, pastries, cereal with a proud 10 grains label on the box send blood sugar soaring. Harvard explains this through the glycemic index. The more processed a food is and the less fiber it contains, the sharper and more uncontrollable the glucose spike. The pancreas responds by releasing insulin, glucose leaves the bloodstream, and many people experience a crash that feels like an urgent need for more fuel. Take an orange and orange juice. Even if you compare similar amounts of sugar, the result will be different. Whole fruit contains fiber, volume, texture, and the act of chewing. All of this slows down digestion and helps you feel full. Juice is missing most of these factors, that's why sugar enters the bloodstream more quickly. The craving for sweets doesn't live solely in our heads. We also have our gut. Trillions of microorganisms lurk there. Researchers Alcock, Maley, and Actopus have formulated a hypothesis. The microbiome is capable of influencing the host's eating behavior through neural, immune, and hormonal pathways, including the vagus nerve, a direct highway between the gut and the brain, along which signals travel continuously. The mechanism is complex. You can't explain sugar cravings with just one microbe, but you can't ignore it either. If you eat the same kind of food for years, your gut gets used to that world, and it's always hard to change what you're used to. Our ancestors didn't live with sugar everywhere. The average American gets about 17 teaspoons of added sugar a day. That's around 27 kilos a year. That number sounds fake the first time you hear it. World Health Organization recommends keep it below 10% of daily caloric intake, ideally below 5%. Now try to calculate how much sugar you personally consume in a day. This is no accident or oversight. For decades, the food industry has been working on a single goal: to find the bliss point, that perfect combination of sugar, fat, salt, and texture at which a person stops feeling full and craves more irresistibly. It's time to declare an official truce with your own body. Your irresistible craving for sweets isn't a shameful sign of weakness, but an evolutionary mechanism that has guaranteed the survival of the human species for 300,000 years in conditions of total food scarcity. Sweet drinks and high fructose foods may trigger some satiety signals more weakly, leaving you with real calories without the same "I've eaten" feeling. Your gut is in on it too. It sends signals to your brain constantly, even when you're not thinking about it. And all of this happens within a system specifically designed for business. Buy more, eat more, and so on in a never-ending cycle. Once you understand where they're trying to trick you, you start to see specific levers you can actually influence. Not through personal restrictions like, I can't have any more, but through an understanding of the mechanisms.